Hello, this is Steve Sines, your ATL Sherpa. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to give you a quick run through of another website that I've created called the Atlanta Farmers Markets. And this one features a really fun and interactive map that I think you'll really enjoy called, and the URL, it's actually the Farmers Markets Adventure Map, but the URL, to keep it easy, is atlfarm.com, atlfarm.com, and that will bring you right here. But let me get right to it here and show you what's on here. This is the homepage of the website, and if you scroll down, you will see an introduction to this website and this particular map and what it's all about. And if you scroll down just a little bit more, you will see the different farmers markets that are featured on this particular map. And so what I've done with this map is I've created tours, walking tours of the neighborhood around the farmers markets. So the idea here is go to the farmers market. These are usually held on Saturdays and Sundays. Spend some time, do some shopping, enjoy the farmers market, but then explore the neighborhood around it after you're done at the farmers market. And that's what I've designed this tool to help you do. So again, like all of my maps, if you click up here on the little box that's next to the title, that's the access to the legend. So we'll click on that little arrow, and that will open up the legend of the map. And so you will see there are 10 layers here. The check boxes are called layers. And the reason there's 10 is that's the maximum. That's the most you can have on these Google Maps. This is a website builder, or sorry, a map builder called Google My Maps. And so that first one is the list of all the markets. So if we expand the list right there with a little down arrow, that will show you all of the farmers markets that are in the Atlanta area. Now notice there are more than 9. Okay, because the maximum number of layers that you can have on one of these maps is 10. I had to use one of them to list all of the markers, and so then I have 9 additional ones here, and those are the ones that I actually created the walking tour for them. These are what I consider to be the in-town neighborhood markets. So that's why I chose those particular markets. But as you'll see in just a minute, because I've got a web page, actually on the same website, if you look over here on the left um, in the menu bar, you'll see local markets. We'll go there in a minute, but that is the list of all the markets that are all of them, the ones that I just showed you a few minutes ago. And those are, you'll see links there to take you to those farmers markets in case you want to go to those. But again, let me just give you an example of what this is all about. Let's start with, well, let's just do Avondale Estates. That's the first one here. And notice I've added the mileage, the length of the tour. This one is just 1 mile because this is a very compact area. But here's what happens when you click on one of these boxes, and each of these has a tour like I'm getting ready to show you. So let's click on Avondale Estates, and we're going to have to zoom in, which I do by just using the scroll, the wheel on my mouse. You can also use the controls on the website, but you'll have to collapse the legend to get to the lower left over here. These are the zoom controls. And I'm going to bring that legend back up. So let's first expand the list of stops on this particular walking tour. That's the little down arrow right there, and that will give you all of the stops that are on this tour. Now, by the way, these stops, in most cases, or in many cases, they are restaurants, breweries, or other points of interest. That could be a cemetery, it could be a historical site, something that I think is of interest that's within walking distance of that farmer's market. But again, oh, and the other thing that you can do with all these maps, and I should have mentioned this on the other ones, you can change the underlying style of the map by scrolling down to the bottom of the legend, and down in the left here, you will see the little photo here, icon. Click on that, and it will give you another view. In this case, it's the satellite view. And then I'm going to click back on there, and it's going to give us the original or default view here. So anyway, you can see it yourself. This is uh, the main drag that runs right through Avondale Estates here, um, an extension of DeKalb Avenue that runs through here. And there, let's go a little bit more, right there is the farmer's market. It's in the parking lot. It's next to the basement, which is one of the stops on the tour. In fact, it's my parents' basement, which is the name of a wonderful restaurant with a very, very good beer program. For those of you that are into craft beer, you'll find some excellent craft beers at my parents' basement. And it's a very nice, fun, casual place. That's where the farmers market takes place. So you can see, you just walk on down the road and go to the different stops. There's a couple breweries back up in here that you can hit. And the last stop is a wonderful little Greek restaurant called Cafino in Avondale. That's right there on the main drag. So that's how it works. I would encourage you to spend time on each of these. Click on each of the farmers markets, and you will see. You might have to scroll out a little bit to go find where it is, but there's the one for Decatur. And I think you'll find a kind of a little treasure chest of things that you can go out and explore using this map. Okay, let's take a quick tour through some of these other pages there. Again, over in the menu bar on the left side of the website, if you click on local markets, this page has a lot of information that I think you'll find interesting. These are the links to all of the farmers markets. Okay, these are the 9, I call them neighborhood markets, that are featured on the website that have the walking tours associated with them. Okay, these are the other farmers markets that were on the list. They're on the list on that map in that first layer, but I didn't have enough space because of the limit of that particular application to do a walking tour. But this will take you to those websites and you can get more information about that. Moving on to the next page, it's called Farm to Table Ecosystem, and I think you'll find this interesting. If you're into farmers markets, you should find this information very, very interesting. I've listed a number of organizations and resources that fall into the category of what we call agritourism, or the farm to table movement, if you will. Some of these you may know, some of them you may not know, but if you don't, you should. So I highly recommend that you spend some time here on this page, click on each of these links, and this is a treasure chest right here. There's a lot of amazing information that you will find here by just clicking on these links. So I encourage you to spend some time doing that, both on the agritourism list as well as the organizations list over here. And then there's a couple of images down here. Ag Atlanta, which is a local organization, is got an event coming up at the Atlanta Botanical Garden that's fantastic. It's a hyper-local food festival that's coming up on August 29th. So if you see this video shortly after I record it, that'll give you time to register. Just click on that image and it will take you to information here. Another one that I thought was really interesting and very interesting, worthwhile, is this farm to table share that's being done by Harvest Atlanta. Again, click, they're doing that. They've got a spring and summer schedule, and then they've got a fall and winter schedule. This is kind of an ongoing program. And if you click on that link, it will take you to that website. You can find out information about that. And then one of my favorite resources is this other map over here. This is a third-party map. It's called Find a Farm map. And if you click on that, it will open up that page and you can find, this is the entire state of Georgia, every kind of farm that you can imagine, and you can see the categories. You can screen or sort the map using these different screening criteria. And I think you'll find that really, really interesting. Moving on to the next page, farmers markets history, excuse me. There's a wonderful article that I found here. It's actually a blog post for one of the, I think it was the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and it's called Meet Me at the Market, the Evolution of a Farmer's Market. Very interesting information, very quick read about the history of farmers markets. And there's a couple of links at the bottom that will take you to some additional articles and blog posts about that. And that's really about it in terms of content for this website. You'll find some other links over here on the left in the menu bar. One is called Explore ATL Touring Maps. That's the dashboard that I've created that shows, that gives you access to all of the websites and other educational tours that I have created over the years. And then you find some other links over here. Public tours are tours that I'm doing upcoming. That's the calendar. You got private tours in case you're interested in hiring me to do a private tour. And then you've got a link to my podcast and newsletter, which is atlsherpa.com. So again, to get back over to the main map, just click on the home page right here. That will take you to the place where we started with the map of all the farmers markets and the walking tours associated with them. I hope you find this website helpful. If you do, please share it with your friends, share it on social media. I appreciate your interest. This is Steve, your ATL Sherpa.